This is Stuart from the Planning Analytics team at IBM. In this video, I'm going to show how users and groups are managed in a Planning Analytics database through the modeling Workbench. In my environment, I already have users and groups added to the Planning Analytics workspace. Here we can see a group that's defined with 3 users in it. I can add and remove users to this group by clicking the Manage button and picking other users within my environment. Through the Users tab, we can add and remove users to this environment. The process of adding and removing users will differ depending on the type of planning analytics environment we're working with. In a Cloud Pak for Data planning analytics environment, users would be added from the Cloud Pak for Data platform to Planning Analytics Workspace. In this environment, Planning Analytics SaaS on AWS, the users have been added through an external invitation process. Once the users and groups are added in Workspace, I want to use some of these users and groups in my TM1 database. To do this, I'm going to use the modeling Workbench. So we'll create a new Workbench, and we'll simply right-click on our database and go to Manage Users and Groups. Notice that this is a slightly modified version of our Cube Viewer from Planning Analytics Workspace. We list the users as the rows and the roles and groups as the columns. If we want to add a user from Workspace to this database called empty, we simply click on the user button and we can pick one of our users and add them to the database. Within a second, we should see the username show up as a new row in the table. If we want to add a group at a time, we can do that. We simply click the Add Group button. We pick the group that we want to add. If we want to see the users in the group, we can expose the list of users in the group, and then we click the Add button. In this case, we get a message saying user 1 already exists. This is because I previously added the user to the database. When I click OK, we'll see that a couple things have happened. First, the group has been created in the database. We also see that the remaining 2 users that we know are in this group in Workspace have also been added to the database. And finally, the group membership has been set for the favorite users group in the database. So all 3 users of the favorite group in Workspace are also members of the group in the database. We can synchronize changes from the group in Workspace to the database. Let's go back to our administration area. We'll manage our group and we'll remove one of the users. In this case, we'll leave user 1 and 3. We'll save this change in the group. We'll go back to the modeling Workbench. We'll right-click on the group and we'll say to synchronize this group. The synchronized group feature is added for Workspace 2.089. You can see that the group in the database has been updated to reflect the group membership in Planning Analytics Workspace. We can also add and remove groups that don't exist within Workspace. Here we have a button to create a new group. When we use this button, we're going to create a group that only exists within the database. To assign users to this group, we can simply click on one of the cells or multiple cells and say assign users to group. If we want to assign all users to this group, we can click on the column header, and we can pick the same assign group option, and now all users are in the group. If we want to unassign all the users from the group, we have an unassigned group option. And if we want to remove this group or any other group from the database, we have a remove groups option. Note that only groups that have been created within Workspace can be synchronized to TM1. However, if you have a group that was created in TM1 and then later create a group in Workspace that happens to have the same name, the synchronize function will still work. It's simply matching the name of the group and overriding the group in the database with the members from the group in Planning Analytics Workspace. With that, this has been Stuart with an overview of group management, user and group management in Planning Analytics databases. Thank you for watching.